Hi there, I'm Adrienne Hines, and I'm here to say something that most people in the debt world do not want to say out loud. Bankruptcy is not the end, it can be your beginning. If you've been feeling buried by credit cards, personal loans, guilt, this video is for you. I know, you hear the word bankruptcy and you think shame, failure, giving up. But what if I told you that filing for bankruptcy might actually be the smartest, most courageous financial move you could possibly make? Well, let's talk about what debt actually feels like. Like, not the interest rates, not the balances. I'm talking about the feelings, right? It's the tightness in your chest when the bills come in and you're already short on groceries. It's the ache in your stomach when your card gets declined at the checkout and you pretend to be confused, right? It's waking up at 2 a.m. with that sinking dread in your gut, doing mental gymnastics, just trying to figure out how to cover everything. I mean, it's seeing an unknown number calling and letting it ring, even though you know it's a debt collector, and you also know that you're out of money and out of explanations. It's isolation, it's shame, and it's very, very heavy. As a bankruptcy lawyer, I've talked to thousands of people walking around with that same weight strapped to their backs every single day, silently, while still showing up for work, showing up for family, showing up for life. And I promise you this, you are absolutely not alone. The opening line of my book is "Shame lives in darkness." I chose that line because I've seen over and over again that when the world feels dark, we cannot see our options clearly. We stay stuck, we think there's no way out, when in fact there really is. But first you have to bring the shame into the light. You have to name it, you have to speak it, you have to stop letting it have all the power. That's what this video is for. That's what my work is for. Because once you shine a light on it, you get to see it clearly. You get to choose, you get to breathe again. Let's get honest. We avoid bankruptcy not because we don't qualify. In fact, most people actually do. We avoid it because of the story that we've been told about what it means to file. We are taught that bankruptcy equals failure, that bankruptcy means you're irresponsible or lazy or that you just gave up. But here's the thing, that narrative is absolutely wrong. It's outdated and it's designed to keep people stuck, and it's being pushed by the people who benefit from that theory. The truth is that bankruptcy is a safe and legal reset. It's built into our financial system for a reason. It is a legitimate, intentional tool to help people get their lives back on track. And do you know who uses bankruptcy all the time? If you said corporations, developers, celebrities, presidents, you'd be right. And guess what? No one's calling them failures. No one says they should be ashamed. So why do we put that shame on everyday people who are doing their absolute very, very best to survive in a system that was never really built to protect them? It makes absolutely no sense. So I'm here to challenge that. I'm here to change the conversation. Here's what bankruptcy actually does. As a bankruptcy lawyer, I know it stops the bleeding immediately. The phone calls stop. The lawsuits are paused. The garnishments stop immediately. That anxiety loop that's been in a constant reel in your brain, it finally goes quiet. In a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, most of your unsecured debt can be completely discharged. That means illegally wiped out. We're talking credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, payday loans, lawsuits, all of those things go away. In a Chapter 13, you can do a structured payment plan that's manageable and realistic based on what you can afford, not what the creditors demand. That's what you can do in bankruptcy. It is kind of a magic wand, but it doesn't erase every problem. It creates breathing room, and in that breathing room, you get safety, security, and an opportunity to rebuild. You rebuild not just your credit, but your entire peace of mind, your sense of safety, your future. Bankruptcy is not a punishment. It's an actual tool. It is a powerful and valuable tool, and you deserve to know how to use it. When the New York Times interviewed me, I said something that struck a nerve. We have to move through debt faster so we can start building wealth on the other side. That doesn't seem radical, that's common sense. You can't invest, save, or build a life if you're constantly treading water. You can't plan a future if your present is pure survival mode. I left a long-standing law partnership to start over. I did it for my family, I did it for the people I serve, and I did it because I believe we all deserve a life on the other side of debt. That's why I wrote my book. That's why I post on social media. That's why I go live twice a week. That's why I created this series, because you deserve real answers, real options, and a way to move forward. If this resonated with you, I want you to know that you are not a failure. You are simply just stuck in a broken system that makes you feel like one. Honestly, bankruptcy is very likely to be your first brave step out of that cycle, and how to know which ones to prioritize. If you want to keep learning, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Watch the next video in this series where we break down the different types of debt and how to know which ones to prioritize. Stick along for the ride. We've got a lot to talk about.